Video. This time we're going to discuss what's happening in the markets, what caused the sell-off last night, and what I'm doing to protect myself and how you can protect yourself going forward in this market. So yes guys, as you know, it's Friday and there's been a lot of hell on in the markets, so let's just jump in and see what's going on. But first of all, I'm just going to show you this Wall Street cheat sheet. So if you are one of the people in 21 who rode up the bull run, you would have had absolutely fantastic gains. It would have been amazing. And then you would have had this complacency, you would have had the anxiety, the denial, the panic. And right now we are at this area, roundabout here. And I'll show you in a comparison with Bitcoin in a minute. And now I haven't had the depression mode yet. And this is where we're headed, guys. Now I know this doesn't sound nice saying it, but this is where we're headed. So it's a little bit of it's a bummer, but you'll see what I mean. So let's just get this loaded up. So as you can see the comparison, guys, I'll zoom in. I know it's a bit faded, but just bear with us for now. So as you can see, we had this run here. We had the retrace, then boom, for all-time highs. Bitcoin, 60 grand and all this type of stuff. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. It's going to hit 100,000. And it decided to shit on me. And everybody, including retail, all had the same mentality, me included. I was not selling any of mine until I hit 100,000. And boy, we did tank. Boom, back down again into the anxiety mode, denial. And here we are now. Look at this, guys. This is perfect. So the anger mode, look, we've come up again. We've dropped, we've retested it again. Now we haven't come into these depression areas yet. So this could be the rest of the year or until at least September where we're going down into this denial mode, into depression. And I don't think we're going to go as much lower, but I think we're going to at least touch these bottoms again before we can start rising up into the disbelief and then into the new bull market cycle where it's all fun and games. But what you've got to do, guys, is in these type of situations, you've got to try and keep your emotions intact. So what I plan to do is I try to dollar cost average all the time. So this dip in the market is brilliant. I don't think we're finished going lower yet, but it's perfect because up until 25,000, people were thinking we're going to break it. And I'll just show you this right now in a minute on the red list that I've got. So people were thinking 25,000, we tried to break it 3 times. And people were thinking this is it, we're going back up to 30k, boom, everyone buying in. But they didn't look at the RSI and thought, well, it's oversold. Overbought, sorry, and we've just dropped down. So I just want to show you what's going on in the markets with the FUD at the minute. So every morning when I get up, I check my red list. So I see what's going on with Bitcoin. As you can see, I'll take these off a minute because I want to show you what I'm on about. You just look at the chart and think, right, this doesn't look good. What's been going on in the markets? So then I look at the Dixie. So that's the dollar strength. So the stronger the dollar, the weaker Bitcoin is in altcoins. So I'll just show you my markings at the minute. So these are my resistance areas here. So we did reject it. And we did come back off, but we're still we're not out of the woods yet. So if we rejected this and start coming down here to go for Bitcoin, if we break into this, we've got the next line of resistance up this area, the 107. But my fib marks are at the 618, 786. So at some point, I do think, if you look on the daily, we've still got loads of room to grow. We could come up to this 618 area, which is the Fibonacci. So that is bad for Bitcoin and all coins. We want this down because the dollar is shit. You know it's shit. It's inflated and people just print money. So it just dilutes its currency. It's a piece of shit. But if they print more and they can put it in circulation, they can use it and pump the stock market. It's a big, massive con in my eye. Well, it's not. It is. It's a massive con and it does infuriate me. So these are just some of the headlines from the Dixie. Pressure on US banking system could hurt the dollar. Thank fuck, because it is a load of crap. Let's go on to the US 10-year. Is this a 10-year? Yeah, so the 10-year, we've had a nice rejection. The S&P, I've got a nice trend line. So the trend line here, look, we're trying to get back into it, but it just broke down, and here we go again. So we could come down and test these areas again at the 3791, and if it does get really bad, we could come all the way down here. So it is a bit of one of them things where you're just going to have to play patience and wait for a sort of a retrace or sort of a nice entry point to get in, especially if you're dollar cost entering. So if you look though, guys, right, I'll just go to Bitcoin at the minute. I'll just show you. If you look, guys, right, we are massively oversold in these areas. So what do I mean by oversold? So every time the RSI comes into these areas, we tend to pump nicely. So at the 25k mark, there was 3 warnings that were oversold, and these are them. Personally, I like it to be up towards 98, 100, but we're down these areas anyways, and we tried to break the 25k mark. Well, we did break it, but we didn't really use it as support, and then we come down massively. But here's the warning signs on the daily. If you need to look at charts, if everyone's looking on the hourly and stuff for day trading, but if you look clearly on the daily, you can see that it's massively overbought, and this is where the sell-off came. So I use my fibs, the 618 and the 786. So I do expect it to come and hit the 618, which it nearly has. And if it does get bad, we could even come down to these areas, the 18,017. And if it does get super bad, we could even come down to 15.5 again. So I don't think it will, but I don't think this is going to change overnight. I think this could go, the RSI could go around about the float bottom for a while. So we could float about here for a while before we even decide to start pumping back up. But my areas of interest are in the middle. So in between the 618 and 786, I call this the golden zone. And this is what I learned, obviously, when I got myself educated. So these will be perfect buy zones in here. So I know it's dropped a bit now, but don't just go reckless and say, right, I'm buying. Wait for it to drop into these nice areas. Look at this nice support here, right in the middle. That would be great. A nice buy before you start riding it back up. And when the RSI is right at the bottom, it's tapped out basically, and it's ready to go back up. So what was causing the FUD in the markets, and guys, but before we move on, I would love you to hit this subscribe button, guys, on the right hand side. Look, I'm at 377. I would love to get up to 400. It just gives us the sort of motivation to do more videos for you, just to show you what I'm doing in these type of markets. So please hit that like button and subscribe button, guys. I'd really appreciate it. So yes, so talking about the FUD, if you heard about the Silvergate bankruptcy, so I couldn't even see that there, guys. Jesus, what's going on? I'm talking too fast. So this is on the daily, but it just dropped. Look at the percentage change, 42%. There's a big gap, and that was to do with the Silvergate. In fact, look, if I click on here, I'll show you. So look at this. Bitcoin tumbles as Silvergate's bank collapse highlights the biggest threat to US cryptocurrency. Well, the industry. The US is not really a fan of crypto unless they can regulate it to suit their needs. So they're putting loads of FUD in. That would have been with Silvergate. You had the Kucoin, the Binance FUD, the Ethereum is a security FUD, all this type of FUD, and it's all had a massive role in actually sending these charts down to where we don't want them to be. So I know it's not nice, but that's just part of the market, and we're just going to have to ride it out. So what was I doing? I'm just going to show you what my trades were at the moment. So what I'm doing is, so yesterday I had some perfect setups, and I want to see if I can show you. So I'm going to show you my FTM trade before it went horribly wrong. Well, not horribly wrong, but these were my lines here. So as you can see, we had a long trend line coming down. We broke it, we retested, so I entered here. Entered perfectly with a stop loss just under here. Rode it up. I got out, took my profits because they were oversold, so I took it. And we'll come back down to this area and we tested it again. So as you can see, my trend line's up here. We're holding this nicely. So I bought back in here with a stop loss under there. And it started going off. But then all of a sudden with all this FUD, it just shot down to shit. And obviously stopped us out for a small loss. A little, I think it was 2% loss. But I gained about 7-8% on this rise here. So overall, I was still in profit. And it was the same on my theta trade. I'll show you the theta trade. So this was even better one. So I had the long-term trend line going down. But broke it. So I jumped in here. As soon as we broke it. I know normally you wait for confirmation. But I was too excited. I jumped in. I rode it up to here. Sold it. We'll come back down to retest this trend line that I drawn here. And I got in here. Look. Lovely. Rode it. Put my stop loss around here. And I was going to ride it back up to there was a 618. Fibonacci on the 15-minute, and with all the FUD, guys, it was something that couldn't be helped. It was in my eyes, it was a perfect trade because I put myself in this area, a small stop loss, and if I rode up, brilliant. If not, a small loss. So some guys don't use stop losses, and they would have gotten absolutely wrecked because it just kept falling and falling and falling and falling, and there was nothing you could do about it. So I'm going to see if I can find that trade actually. So on the daily, you can't really see on the daily until you zoom in. So I'll zoom in on the 15-minute, guys, and I'll show you what I meant, where I was, and why I'm actually proud of this trade. So we'll come up, guys. Look, we tested here. So I bought here. My stop loss was there. We started rising. I thought, yes, I'm the Don. Call me Gordon Gecko. All of a sudden, we started failing. Broke the trend line. Come back, retested, and that was it. Gone. So nothing we could do about it. A small loss. That was it. This was bigger than this loss. So overall, I'm in profit. And it was the same with this one as well, guys. Look, bounce back, come back to retest. I didn't have as much legs as the other, as theta, but I was in the right I was fishing in the right area. We started a rise. I thought, champion, that's it. Another profit on the way up. Boom. But look, guys, if I never put the stop loss under this low here, look how much I would have been down by now. It would have wrecked it because I was in leverage as well. I think it was 5x. So that would have just probably blew my account up, and that would have been it. So at the moment, where I'm at with VET at the minute. So here's my trade at the moment. So we've just got a trend line coming here, and we've coming down here. So we've broke it. So I've entered this down here. I've put my stop loss just above these highs here, and we're coming to retest now. So in fact, I'll actually show you on my board where we're off. It loads up. So this is my actually trade. So here's my stop loss, a little bit higher than these highs here. So if it hits out, and then I'm obviously wrong, and I want to write it down. So I know there's going to be some more news out today about employment rates and stuff like that. No, that already happened. I think next week on the 14th there's going to be a FOMC meeting about interest rates. So I think they're going to be risen. So this is my trade at the moment, guys, in V-Chain. We've come along, we've come down, we've broke the trend line, we'll come back up and retest it, and then hopefully we should just bomb down. Yeah. So my risk reward is 3-1. So that's what the minimum you try to get. In fact, look, guys, it'll tell you here. Yeah, so the unemployment rate was the 10th. Oh, so it is today. This is at 1:30. So the unemployment rate's going to come out. So the previous is 3.4. The forecast is 3.4, but we'll see what the actual unemployment rate. So if this goes even higher, then that could cause some FUD in the market too. So all these little things play a pivotal role in the market. It's strange how it works. So these are the non-farm payrolls that have an effect on the market, believe it or not. So the previous was 517. The forecast is 205, which is over half. Less than half. And see what the actual is. So these were so I'm going to drop this onto the daily now, guys, and show you what I'm looking at before I wrap this short video up, just to show you guys. So as you can see on the bigger trend, this is where we are. So I'm going to show you how I sort the fib out. So there's my fib here. We'll go from the lows, right, and we take it up to the top. So from this area here up to this area, and this gives you this fib marks. So we're in my eyes, we're in the golden zone now on the daily. I'll try and zoom this in a bit for you. We're in this golden zone here. Now I don't think we're finished just yet, but we're in this golden zone for buying. And if you can see on the daily, we are massively oversold. So it's basically flatlined, so tapped out. So at some point this will reverse, and if it reverses on these areas of the 786 and the 618, that's brilliant. These are the accumulation zones where you want to be purchasing, in my honest opinion. So guys, if you like that, hit that like button and subscribe button. And these are the ones that I've marked out all the way around. As you can see, with Cardano in the golden zone just about, but we have got no support down until this area. So like I say, I'll wait until we get a shifting trend in the market to a new sort of direction. So again, with AVAX, we're in the golden zone, so I'll be keeping a close eye on that. Phantom, like I discussed earlier, in the golden zone. I don't think we're finished yet. We still could come down and test the 786, which I want because I'm in a short position. Same with Theta. Did I do fib marks for that? I'll show you the fib on this one. So up here, up to there. That's a bloody trend line, Paul. Fib. So bottom, top, And there's your fib. Look, right in the golden zone again. Deal the RSI overbought, oversold, sorry. Let's look at Rune. Same again. Now we'll hit the 786 on this, but I don't think there's any room for stopping just yet. I don't think we're finished. We could even break the 786 on that one. Let's look at Solano. Solano again coming towards the 618. Not yet. Not just yet, but we're all coming towards it. These are the ones that I'm looking at. See, guys, on the... And I used it daily for this. This is broke. This has broke them areas. Algorand. So, God knows where that'll end up. And on the price of DOT, in the golden zone, with some support here. Daily RSI is down. So if you look on this side, it would have been a lovely purchase area when it started turning up. The blue line crosses the red. And this is where I'll be looking from there for another buy before we start coming up with these areas again. So this is just cycles in the market, guy. That was the FUD yesterday. Just absolutely took it out of the market. But there's great opportunities to buy. Same with Zilliqa. Zilliqa in the golden zone. Got some nice support on this area. RSI flat out again. So at some point this will end. And at some point we will have to start going up another direction. So Randa. We've got support here in this area where we are now, as you can see. But like I say, I'm not even tempted to jump in yet. Not same with Matic. But look at Matic. Bloody hell. Yet again, we're in the golden zone, the 618 and 786. So there's the charts I'm looking at for next week, guys. Enter in the comments which ones have you been looking at. Have you been looking at the types of Matics, V-chains? What's your favourite trading chart at the moment? What you're looking at? I'd greatly appreciate it so I can get an understanding of what you guys are looking at. So guys, as you can see, we are at 377 subscribers, and I really want to get to 400. So if you could hit that subscribe button, hit the like button to get the algorithms going, I would really appreciate it. So I'm going to drop in probably next week and do another one and see where we're at the charts on the slower time frames. So I just want to show you how I work this out before I go, actually. So where's Matic? I think your computer's just being slow at the moment. So where's the V? This is what I've done on the V chain on the 15. So these are the slower charts, or slower time frames, sorry. So basically this means you get a candle every 15 minutes. So what I did is, I had a lovely drop. As you can see, I've done my trend lines, waited for the drop, nice retest, then bump. That's where my buy area is. That's where my stop loss is. If it comes up and hits there and stops us out, it's only a small loss. But if it come all the way down here and hit my targets, then it's a bigger reward. So it's worth my risk. And the way the markets are at the moment, employment rates coming out today as well. If that's bad, this could send the market further down. So it's a nice short. I'll be looking at a few more shorts. So I just wanted to show you what I was doing. But guys, remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, tell all your friends. I'd appreciate it. But until then, stay safe, have a great weekend, and I shall see you all in the next video.